What is up? It's another episode of Dynasty Pylon. I am having difficulties right here. I'm listening to myself and I'm listening to. Here we go. Can you hear me all right? Hope you can. Might be my headphones actually. Anyways, so today we're doing an IDP waiver wire. What is going on with my sound? Can you guys hear me all right? Anyways, I hope you guys can. So, regardless of the fact, today we're doing IDP waiver wire. It is a crazy week. I know. I'm just shocked and stoked that it is practically playoff weekend here coming. If you by this point you know you're in the playoffs or not. Dynasty wise, you are either accepting the tankage or whatnot, or maybe you're going to try and make some trades here last final weeks in order to get some veteran players or some key players in order to push yourselves into the playoffs. As of now, Dynasty is definitely different from regular redraft. You can keep the same guys, redraft, trade them, keep players. Dynasty, you got to think about if you want to keep these guys or if you want to push on and trade, or keep the younger guys if you want to essentially build for the future. So totally up to you. That's what Dynasty is. But today we're doing IDP. Hopefully, Mark, if you're watching, jump on. If not, totally fine. Don't worry about it. We're just going to do the IDP waiver wire. No particular order, but I know we typically start with the D lineman, which I'll probably end up doing right here, right now. But it has been a crazy day today. My phone has been blowing up with notifications. 49ers are working out Devin Funchess today. Tight end Golden Tate, or not tight end, wide receiver Golden Tate is working with the Titans today. So I mean, it's just like all these like guys that are like non-relevant in the past or just coming out of the woodwork. Adrian Peterson got released today. He got waived basically. Yeah, it's just a crazy week. All right, so can you I don't know what I keep hearing an echo. Do you guys hear an echo? Give me 1 second. Give me like a comment or someone below or something. Give me some feedback here. So I'm gonna do this real quick. Fix my side why I have an echo. I keep hearing myself twice. It's pretty annoying. Give me 1 second about this real quick. All right. I'm still hearing it. I'm still here. All right. I'm rolling on. I sound fine. All right. Hey, look. I don't know what's going on my side, but I'm whatever. It's all good. We're rolling with it. Anyway, so as of now, I'm gonna lay it out. We're gonna go with the big guys, the big fellas, real quick. We're gonna do the defensive line. So I have, first of all, and thanks, Will, for giving me that little notification that you hear me fine. I don't know why I have here an echo on myself. So Chris Jones, man, he had a phenomenal game. Destroyed that line. Cowboys had a rough day. If you had Dak, I don't know why nobody's talking about this, but if you started Dak, you pretty much lost. That defense or the offensive line, they failed Dak so hard. It was Chris Jones was the hot knife going through butter. And he essentially had almost 4 sacks. He's 3.5 sacks. And then whenever Dak was able to throw it, his receivers weren't catching it. So sorry if you started Dak. I definitely lost 2 of my main leagues that I really needed that win. With that loss, definitely cost me. I think I lost one of them, but it was like 6 points, basically knocking me out of the playoffs. I know for sure. But I got 3 more weeks, and I don't think I'm gonna make it. So it's all good. So Chris Jones, basically, if he's 13% rostered, so essentially that's almost 75% in IDP leagues, but so 50 snaps and 75% of the time. So he's 4 solos, 1 assist, 1 defensive or 1 pass deflection, 2 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, and 3 hits on QBs and a forced fumble and a fumble recovery. So he had a phenomenal game, great game. I mean, he's rostered majority of the leagues, but I mean, he's out there somewhere. So my second one is Robert Quinn at Chicago. I brought him up before. So he got himself 4 solos, 1 assist, and 3 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks. So he had another good game too, but Chris Jones definitely stole the night, probably essentially because it was a primetime game. So 4 hits on QB, a forced fumble. I mean, the Chicago defense is pretty much the only thing they got going right now. Chicago, that's pretty much it. Offensively, we will hear about that as my coworkers in the nerd huddle here tonight. They'll probably cry about it tonight about Nagy leaving and blah blah blah. So, but I'll let them do that as I continue with the IDP guys. I know a lot of, like, at this point you basically know who you have, but I mean, hey, you never know if someone got hurt or something. So my third guy is a rookie out of Miami, Jalen Phillips. Cool thing about him, he is a DL linebacker eligible. It was really hard to finding his stats because, again, apparently Miami has him as an outside linebacker. So I'm gonna have to look into that. But as sleeper, you have him. You can put it down as a DL or LB. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, so 38 snaps and 64% of the time out there. Again, all these guys are over 50%. I've said this like week in, week out, that you want guys that are out there more than 50% of the time, because they have more opportunities to get yourself some sacks, some interceptions, and whatnot. So so three solos, tackle for loss, and a sack, and 2 QB hits. So yeah, he's doing himself for pretty good for the rookie. And then Jeffrey Simmons out of Tennessee. No one owns him apparently, but I've looked at his numbers. He's actually quietly been flying under the radar and been doing pretty good right now. So so 58 snaps and 91% of the time being out there, 5 solos, 1 pass deflection, a tackle for loss. So compared to the other weeks, this was average. So look at his other weeks if he's in your leagues. I think it was like a week or two. He's been putting up double digits. So as a defensive line, definitely might want to try and pick him up. He's probably waiver 1, honestly, as a defensive line, in my opinion, if Chris Jones isn't there. Hopefully KC has been fixed there, defensive there. And then my last defensive lineman, Marcus Davenport, I probably brought him up here maybe 3 or 4 times this season. Apparently he's still only 6% owned. So 49 snaps, 63% of the time, 6 solos, 4 assists, a tackle for loss, 1.5 sacks, and so it was a sack and a half. So basically, and 4 hits on QB, which easily one of those or 2 of those could have been a sack, rather than having the assist sack there for you. But yeah, it wasn't a bad week for D linemen. I mean, they're out there. You just kind of have to look for them, really. All right, so let's get into the DBs real quick. Javon Holland, I brought him here before. It's not the first time I've had him here. So Javon Holland, definitely, you might want to grab him. Look, Miami's doing some weird things on offense. So typically, what does this do for the defense? Defense has more opportunities. Opportunities basically give these guys more chances of having a bigger game. So that's kind of what you want. I mean, if typically right now Seattle's IDP guys are doing pretty good, because the offense, they have stubborn Russell Wilson back there, and he's throwing inaccurate balls, can't even connect with his receivers. But hey, I've said this multiple times, he wasn't ready to go out. So anyway, so enough about that. Javon Holland, Miami stud on the dud. 58 snaps, 98% basically. Essentially, he's out there pretty much all the time. He, I don't know, came out 2% to grab a drink of water or something. I don't know. 5 solos, 1 assist, a pass deflection. He put up stronger numbers than this before. I know I've brought him, and I've said to pick him up before. He's still only 6% owned, which is astonishing to me because I know I've brought him up before. So, all right, so my next guy is Ashton Davis out of New York Jets. 3% rostered, which kind of surprised me, but 71 snaps. He's out there pretty much the entire time as a safety. So 2 solos, 2 assists, and a pass deflection and an interception. Basically put himself on the double-digit boards in some leagues. So, hey, go get yourself Ashton Davis if you're hurting at safety. It seems like the safety's been struggling this year, but I think a lot of them kind of shook off the rust. A lot of them are coming out, finally doing what we've expected them to do. But if you're still hurting at safety, L'Jarius Sneed is definitely one of those guys you probably want to get out of Kansas City. 67 snaps, 100% of the time. I like this sophomore. He was kind of like, had I not had Jeremy Chin, I think this is probably one of the rookie safeties I probably would have looked at last year. I like what he does. He's an incredible athlete. I think he's a big part of that defense. Obviously, Daniel Sorensen, you eat your heart out. This kid is definitely taking your job, if not has already. But 5 solos, 1 assist, 3 pass deflection, interception, and a tackle for loss. So he's also getting in the box, definitely there. So get yourself some L'Jarius Sneed, not to be confused with Willie Sneed if you're playing offense, but I'm not bringing him up. He's not even relevant right now. So, and then the next guy I have Eric Murray out of Houston. I forgot why I have him here. I did not put the stats up. But I know for a reason that I completely forgot the stats on this guy, but let me skip him real quick. Let me look up his stats. That was a miscued why I put him there. I know I have him here for a reason, but let me talk about Eddie Jackson while I'm looking this up. Eddie Jackson has not. He's been banged up lately, so he's coming back. So he's a good DB. Definitely someone you want to look at. He's pretty much one of their better DBs there in Chicago. And like I said, Chicago is definitely a good defense, but essentially that's pretty much all they have. So Eddie Jackson, he's coming back. He was banged up, so now he's gonna come in supposedly this week, to Thursday. So not tomorrow, but Thursday. So he should be back. But Eddie Jackson, definitely picking up. Sorry. So here's the stats that I missed out. I can't believe I did this, but Eric Murray, at least I got the snaps in there. So 76 snaps with 96% out there, basically. He's basically out there all the entire time. So my apologies. I did not type this up, but I must have skipped over it. But it was 6 solo tackles, 5 assist tackles, and a pass deflection. So, probably in some leagues put himself in double digits. So, my apologies. I didn't put it there. So, hey, I'm human. And then Mark's not here to correct me on that either, so it's all good. And hey, what's up, Nerd Huddle? They're probably waiting for me, but you know what? It's fine. It's not like I'm gonna take up most of their time anyways, and they don't start until another 30 minutes. Again, I just mentioned them. They're talking about Chicago today. They're probably gonna cry and whatnot about their coaching staff, and I mean that's basically a therapy session for them. So good for them. The Bears have a good defense. That's all I could really pretty much say. With Nagy gone, maybe I don't know. I'll let them talk about it, but they're probably gonna dive deep into that. But I essentially don't care because that's their job, not me. Let them handle that. So I get notifications from them all the time about Bears, and I essentially just ignore them. But what do you expect? So, anyways, so our player of the week was a linebacker, and I'll bring him up real quick. And a lot of people forgot about him because why they played on Thursday. Typically, we forget about our guys who play on Thursday, and we all just focus on what happened on Sunday. So the individual I'm talking about is a linebacker / DL. So if you're in an IDP league and you have DL linebacker eligible. He is a special guy, and this guy is not in my face. Let me put this in here on the corner. Here we go. Kyle Van Noy. So he had a really good game. 28.40 points there. So 5 solos, 2 tackles for loss, 3 assist tackles, 2 sacks, 2 QB hit, a pass deflection, an interception, and he got himself a touchdown. Ran it back, pick 6. In our league, we have yards. As you see, he probably ran. He got 17 sack yards, so it kind of gave him a 3.4 boost on there. And then the interception yards is 35. So he ran it for 35 yards and got 3.5. So good for him. Kyle Van Noy, if you're hurting at DL, this guy might be the guy over who I said earlier at DL. But either one of those DLs, I mean, they're all good. But Kyle Van Noy was the heart of that defense against Atlanta. Look, Atlanta just we don't even really have to talk about them because we all know what's going on in Atlanta. They're not that great. I wonder who would win between them and the Bears. You know what? I don't even know why I asked that because the Bears would probably beat them. As confusing as the Bears are, I'm pretty sure Atlanta would still lose. So I would like to see Atlanta play the Lions, and I think the Lions would probably beat them. But unless they already did, and no, did they? I can't remember. Mark, where you at? Anyways, so Kyle Van Noy, definitely one of those DLs. If you need DL, put him in. I know Myles Garrett is coming on his bye week coming up here in week 13. So if you have any Browns players and you need a linebacker or defensive lineman, here's your guy. Or Chris Jones if you need one. So in Nerd Huddle, I don't know. I think ATO would win that one against the Lions or against the Bears, because I still think they would lose them. And that's probably because I'm just a hater on Atlanta, and I'm a Falcons fan, and I'm just gonna hate on them all season until they unscrew themselves from the situation that they messed up in the draft by not picking up the essential key pieces. I'm still hurt about that draft, and I'll never let it go. So, anyways, so yeah, Kyle Van Noy, definitely. Let me take that off there, but let's get a little clap from Crosby there, and definitely we'll talk about him tomorrow as if we had a Max Crosby or a minimal Crosby tomorrow. So yeah, so let's end it with the linebackers since I talked about Kyle Van Noy, and Bears and Lions. Falcons would win, close but still win. I disagree, but that it would be a very interesting game to see who would win on those 3. So I'm secretly rooting for the Lions, for the underdogs. They haven't won a game, but it is close every game. So I really thought they were going to beat the Ravens that one week, but hey. All right, so let's end it with the big dogs, the most popular guys. Jesus. Apparently Monty Rice is rostered S for, I don't know, super. I don't know what I put there, but I'm pretty sure I fat fingered that, and I'm trying to see what's closest to an S. It's either a 2 or a 3. But Monty Rice shouldn't be rostered. That should probably be a 0. I don't know why I have an S there. Uh, I'm all over the place right now. I'm missing numbers, putting letters in for roster numbers. So Monty Rice, the reason I have him here is because David Long issue might, I don't know, maybe he should be coming back soon. We don't know yet. So essentially, yeah, S tier. Yeah, probably for super. I don't know. But Tennessee linebackers, Jaylen Brown and Monty Rice definitely are probably going to scoop in for David Long Jr., see if he comes back healthy or not. But they might rotate them. I have them both here out of Tennessee. So Monty Rice, 43% of snaps, 67 percentage. 3 solos, 4 assists, and that's all I have. And Dre Greenlaw, the reason I have him here, and it's all blank. That one is on purpose, and that one is blank on purpose. He hasn't played, so there's no stats to put there. So, but he's coming back, and I think the moment he comes back, he's taking his job back. We thought he was going to come back 2 weeks ago or a week ago, but apparently, it should be coming up soon. I expect him to be back probably next week. So Greenlaw definitely is someone that is going to take over that defense. He's the main guy there. So yeah, that's why he's zeroed out, and he's only 2% owned. So he's out there. Go grab him if you need a linebacker, for sure, a good linebacker at least. And then Quincy Williams, I brought him back. He's only 8% right now. So essentially 8% in IDP world is under 50%. That's probably about 40%. But I mean, most of us IDPers are playing offense as well. So this is the 8. So Quincy Williams, I know I brought him here back before. He's apparently still available. I don't believe it either. But look, you got to get the studs on these duds. Jets defense is a dud, and this guy is a stud. Stud on the duds. Said it before. So anyways, 63 for snaps with 89% being out there with 10 solos and 5 assists and 2 tackles for loss. One of those could have been a sack. This guy could have had a monster game on your starting lineup. But 10 solos is not bad. That's 10 points. So that's easily right there. That's at least 15 to 16 points. At least in our league, that's easy 15 to 16 points. So Kaiser White out of LA Chargers, I brought him back before. I think he's just. Here's what Kaiser White. Kaiser White is the Tim Patrick of IDP. He was always there on waiver wire. No one picked him up. He put steady numbers all season long, and no one really picked him up. Why? Because nobody really wanted him. That's Kaiser White, out of LA Chargers. But I mean, I in my eyes, I think I prefer consistency over the boom bust. So I mean, I don't have him because, well, I have Micah Parsons and Bobby Wagner, and you couldn't ask for anything more consistent than that. So Kaiser White definitely, LB3 probably, but I mean a solid, maybe LB2. So 6 solos, 3 assists, and a pass deflection. So not bad there with good 9 points average. Seems to be doing. He's out there 96% of the time. And then my last guy, Jaylen Brown, of course, like I said, the whole injury with David Long Jr. out of Tennessee, the linebackers. This guy's emerging himself from coming back from injury, and it looks like he might end up taking the spot back with David Long being out. If David Long comes back, maybe Monty Rice goes back into the weird mixture of LB3s, LB4s. So we'll pay attention to that. But definitely pick up one of these guys. And I think everyone forgot about Jaylen Brown earlier, a week or two ago, because he was injured and then dropped him and then haven't gotten him back. So there he is, 6 solos and 8 assists. So double-digit points. Not bad. Anyways, again, that's the IDP world. Let's look at our guy real quick. Kyle Van Noy, monster, 28 points. I mean, you can't ask for anything better. If your linebackers are putting up at least 9 to 10 points a week, that's what you want. I mean, essentially, if you look at it, that's what offensively, that's a touchdown and some yards. Or if you're in a PPR league, 9 catches, which I can't stand PPR, but PPR is PPR. And I'm going to get into that tomorrow. There's an individual that played on Sunday on the Cardinals that I absolutely, the main reason why I hate PPR, and I'm going to say that tomorrow. Me and Mark are probably going to talk about what happened this week and then recap of it and then go until tomorrow. So again, Kyle Van Noy, I would say he's your number 1 DLB pickup of the week. So he's available, and let me just look at it. I mean, this is just sleeper, but as of overall league, I'm not exactly sure what his percentage, but he's probably more than likely owned. But let's look at just Sleeper app in general, just itself, and he's 7% rostered. And that's Sleeper, so a little under 50%. So go get him. Why not? So anyways, that's our ADP waiver wire show. Stick around if you're on Twitch or Facebook. The Nerd Huddle is going to dive deep into their Panda Grizzly show as they talk Bears and all Bears and whatnot. So I'm not sure if it's Tank or Brian or Marvin, but they'll be there. But I mean, they're Bears fans, so it is the Bears show. So, anyways, all right. Well, that's it for here at Dynasty Pylon. Tomorrow we'll talk more offense stuff. If we get into IDP stuff, I mean, feel free to comment offense stuff below too. I mean, we do it all. So, all right. Well, that's our show. My name is Martin here on the Dynasty Pylon. So, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever the hell you're at. I will catch you tomorrow, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So I believe that's 5 West and 8 East Coast, something like that. All right. Well, whatever. All right. See you guys later.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up in the place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. When I watch me elevate.